A garbage truck with its bed raised gets caught on an overhead line on a busy Kentucky highway.
Governor Bevin responding to the recent court decision against his cuts to public universities and colleges.
And a warning about a surge in counterfeit coupons.
This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening to you. It caused quite a scene today. A garbage truck with its bed raised ran into a power line on US 127 in Anderson County.
And crews were on the scene for hours to safely remove that wire from the truck. But the most shocking thing about this story, who owns the truck? Sabira Rayford has more on the uncanny connection in our top story at 5:30.
It has happened again. The truck that hit the overhead line on US 127 is owned by the same company as the truck that hit the student petway on EKU's campus. People nearby when the accident happened said it was a scary sight.
Well, it was scary at first because you don't know if it's going to cut that wire and electrocute everything, blow the truck up. You never know.
Sean Cohorn works next door to where the crash happened. He says he was in the middle of working on a car when a loud noise startled him.
The truck had apparently pulled out of the lot with the dump up and hit the power line and brought the front end up, slammed it back down. That was the noise we heard.
The dump truck is owned by Rock Trucking. Employees at the gas station say the truck driver dumped a pile of rocks in the back and then drove off with his bed still raised. Cohorn says it looked abnormally high.
But it came up all the way out of the cylinder, so it came past where it was actually supposed to go. So.
He says crews were at the scene for hours working to safely lift the wire off of the truck.
We went ahead and finished up what we were doing as far as using electric to make sure that we got that done. We were prepared for the power outage, but the crews, they kept the power on and they fixed it as fast as they could.
Crews have cleared the scene, and this portion of US 127 near Bluegrass Parkway is back open. In Anderson County, Sabira Rayford, WKYT.
And no one was injured in the crash. New tonight, police are searching for a man they say robbed a Nicholasville business this afternoon. It happened around 3:40 at the Check Into Cash on North Main Street. Police say a man came in, talked with the clerk, then showed a gun and demanded money. Police say they're looking for a man perhaps in his 40s wearing shorts, sunglasses, and a hat. They say they're searching the area and are looking at surveillance video from nearby businesses to try and help track down the suspect.
Police are investigating after a man was found dead in a home this morning in southern Kentucky. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Bell County. Middlesboro police say they found the body of 24-year-old Christopher Kennedy at a home on Doncaster Avenue. The coroner pronounced Kennedy dead at 9:05 this morning. Police say they're investigating the death as a homicide and ask anyone with information to contact the Middlesboro Police Department. In Hart County, a man is facing charges for allegedly putting shards of glass into cups sent to fast food restaurants. 41-year-old Waylon Horton was indicted by a federal grand jury. He faces 1 count of consumer product tampering. Investigators say Horton deliberately put more than 100 shards of glass in sleeves of styrofoam cups while he worked at Dart Container in Horse Cave. Horton is free on a $25,000 unsecured bond. If convicted, he could get up to 10 years in prison and receive a $250,000 fine.
Kentucky's governor says he's waiting to officially respond to a recent ruling by the Kentucky Supreme Court. Yesterday, the court ruled in favor of Attorney General Andy Beshear, saying the governor's cuts to public universities and colleges were illegal. Our Caitlin Sentner has more on what the governor plans to do next.
This is it. I mean, the Supreme Court has spoken, and when the Supreme Court speaks on the law, it's final.
Attorney General Andy Beshear called on the governor Thursday to immediately release $18 million in funding for colleges and universities across the state. But we'd not heard from the governor himself until now.
We're in the process of reading through the ruling itself, and we'll respond as we are given time to do. We'll do exactly that.
But the governor had much more to say when he chatted with the Leland Conway Show on News Radio 630 WLAP live Friday morning. There's no doubt about it, he's not in agreement with the Supreme Court's 5-2 decision.
Here's what's interesting. There is no law, including any that they pointed to, that we are in violation of. The point of a ruling is to uphold the law, to not create new law from the bench, not to invent new rules.
Governor Bevin says the state's retirement pension shortfall is a huge hole to overcome, In fact, he says probably tens of billions more than the estimated 35 billion number that's thrown around.
All these universities and all these courts and everybody else who wants their money, they all cry like babies if anything gets cut. But what's interesting, their cries will be irrelevant if we run out of money. It won't matter how much they want it. It won't matter how much they try to continue to exempt themselves and feather their own nest and get their cut. There'll be nothing to get a cut of.
He told WLAP he's trying to keep the state from becoming insolvent and says they're looking into what comes next. In Frankfort, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
And there's still no indication of when that money will be released.
Kentucky's Chief Justice says the number of expungement requests have doubled since a new law went into effect, allowing some convicted felons to clear their record. Chief Justice John Minton Jr. told lawmakers that they've received more than 8,000 requests for expungement since the law went into effect on July 15th. He said that number is about double the number of requests at this time last year. The bill allows people convicted of certain nonviolent felonies to clear their records if they have no other pending charges.
It was another sunny day here in the Bluegrass with our summer temperature sticking around right into the weekend.
That is right. And if you want, and if you don't have any plans for the evening, you might want to make some. And why not check out Lakeside Live at Lexington Green? That's where we find WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. He's there and he joins us live. I can hear the tunes behind you.
You know what? All I know is that you guys are sending it out here to me right now. The band just decided to crank up right at the time. I heard you say, I'm here live at Lakeside Live, and that is exactly where I am. We're by a lake, all right? But behind me, I've got the River Rats. So the River Rats are lakeside tonight. So come on out and see the River Rats. As you can see, they've got a nice little sound to them. We've got the horns, and they've got everything ready to rock and roll. It's starting at 6 o'clock, getting a little early go at it. We're going to be here until 9 this evening at Lexington Green into Lexington off Nicholasville Road. Talk a little weather and look outside on another toasty temperature day in the Bluegrass State. Those readings are into the upper 80s to around 90 yet again this afternoon. So we're continuing to see that summer putting in a little extra work as we're now into the first full day of fall. Defender Radar Network has nothing showing up across central and eastern Kentucky. We'll change that up as we get into Monday of next week. Between now and then, what you see, what you feel is what you get. And that hour-by-hour forecast end of the day on Saturday really proves that to be correct, with temperatures that'll top out again near 90 degrees. So if you're tailgating tomorrow at Commonwealth Stadium, slap on the old sunscreen before a quick drop in temperatures as the sun sets tomorrow evening. When I get back here in just a few minutes, we'll focus on a forecast that has a big change toward fall, but right now it's all about summer, and that includes Lakeside Live and the River Rats right behind me. Guys, we'll see you in just a few minutes.
A sad story we've been following for some time now. Funeral services have now been set for a Fleming County woman who recently passed after years of battling cystic fibrosis. Katie Prager died Thursday morning, just 5 days after losing her husband, Dalton, to the same disorder. The family had planned to move Dalton from a hospital in his hometown of St. Louis to UK so the dying couple could be together. A visitation for Katie will be held from 4 to 9 Sunday night at the Elizaville Christian Church in Ewing, Kentucky. Funeral services for Katie will take place at 10 a.m. Monday at the same church.
Lexington-based Big Ass Solutions cut its staff by 3% this week. 39 employees lost their jobs as part of the company-wide restructuring. The company, known for fans and lights, told WKYT that it's had double-digit percentage growth in revenue, but found itself staffed incorrectly for their current and future needs. After the cuts, the company still employs more than 1,000 people.
With the price of everything seemingly going up, more and more people are looking for savings. If you use coupons, this story is for you. As you'll see, there has been a surge in coupon counterfeiting.
There are a lot of people, a lot of customers, consumers out there who are looking for a deal and who coupon pretty extensively. We see them on TV, our friends talk about it, some people hold couponing parties.
One savvy shopper ordered an envelope of free coupons online and was thrilled when they came in the mail. There was also a solicitation.
If you like my coupons, please email me and I'll give you a list of the coupons that you can purchase from me.
When the coupons arrived, they had the required legal code and barcode, but there was a problem.
She said they were just too clean, number one, They looked like they had just been cut fresh off the press on very good quality paper, and they were too good, really too good to be true.
Many of the items were free aluminum foil, peanut butter, all for free.
She said, why would somebody send me these free, number one, but number two, they did look too good.
So she contacted postal inspectors who tried to track down the email address, only to learn it had been disabled. Inspectors say research on financial transactions, no matter how small, are important.
When you're dealing through eBay and through other internet auction sites, you just have to be very careful with whom you're dealing. I would definitely look at their seller profile to determine if they have a history of this. Are they a reputable dealer on that auction site?
And while postal inspectors received dozens of complaints, this particular website was shut down quickly. Again, before you send any money, or if you feel uncertain, don't hesitate to call or write the website ahead of time.
The 27th World Chicken Festival is underway this weekend in London. We'll see what's cooking in about 6 minutes here on WKYT.
I'm Bill Bryant. The president of the Kentucky Coal Association acknowledges both presidential candidates have a plan for coal country, but he says miners and operators largely support one over the other. The bottom line is ahead.
The president of the Kentucky Coal Association says people in his industry have a strong preference in this year's presidential election.
Bill Bryant has the details in the bottom line.
Good evening. With the first presidential debate set for Monday night, there is a stark difference in the two candidates on a key Kentucky issue. Democrat Hillary Clinton has proposed a multi-billion-dollar program to transform the economy in coal regions away from what was long called black gold and assist communities dealing with the downturn. Republican Donald Trump has said coal jobs can come back, and he would work to get mines digging again. Kentucky Coal Association President Bill Bissett says the coal industry prefers Trump's approach.
I will say this: if you look at the words of these two candidates, and obviously this is probably the most divisive election we've ever seen. But when you talk to the most rookie coal miner or chief executives or anyone in our industry, they love Donald Trump. There is a passionate support of this man who has literally sought out not only their support but been very vocal.
Bissett is leaving soon for a new job as head of the Huntington, West Virginia Regional Chamber of Commerce. Also on this weekend's Kentucky Newsmakers, our Miranda Combs joins me with a look back at Attorney General Loretta Lynch's visit to Kentucky to talk about heroin epidemic. Kentucky Newsmakers will be airing Sunday morning at 6 on WKYT. It repeats Sunday at 10 a.m. on the CW Lexington. Set your DVR or catch it then. Pensions for retired miners is dividing Kentucky's two U.S. Senate candidates. Democrat Jim Gray favors a bill proposed in Congress that would use federal money to shore up a United Mine Workers Pension Fund. It would keep benefits in place for nearly 10,000 retired Kentucky union miners. But Republican Senator Rand Paul says he can't support the current version of the bill because he says it does not do anything to help coal companies and others hurt by energy policies that have increased regulations. It is festival season here in Kentucky. That always brings out the politicians as well. So among the cider and the sorghum, some may want to bend your ear about the future as well. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
Well, thank you, Bill. And speaking of festivals, chicken lovers from all over were in London today for the 27th World Chicken Festival. It began yesterday and runs through Sunday. It features live music, rides, and games, and of course, plenty of fried chicken.
We typically serve about 7,000 pounds or a little over 3.5 tons of fried chicken during the festival.
Very tasty. The festival celebrates the founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken, Colonel Harlan Sanders, who established the first restaurant of his in Laurel County in the 1940s.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Back here at Lakeside Live on an absolutely gorgeous Friday evening. Yeah, it's a little on the toasty side, but last Friday, folks out here were dodging showers and thunderstorms. Tonight, that is not the case. We have the nice weather rolling on across the area as temperatures slowly drop. And you know the good thing about it, as the River Rats get ready to take the stage in a moment, we're already in the shade out here with that low sun angle now for the month of September. That shade creeps in earlier and earlier. So as we go through the evening, we are going to continue to notice the cooler cooler temperatures creeping on into the area. Let's look outside, and speaking of the thermometers across the entire Bluegrass region, we've been flirting with 90 out there this afternoon. A lot of mid and upper 80s across central and eastern Kentucky through the better part of the day, tickling that 90-degree mark again. And that's really the case across most of the Ohio Valley today. The numbers have been a lot warmer than what we should be seeing this time of year. Normal high, mid and upper 70s across central and eastern Kentucky. So we are way, and I mean way, above where we should be. Now, that's happened before this time of year, as we are nowhere near a record. Defender Radar Network, nothing that is out there across central and eastern Kentucky. And that continues to be the case not only across the Bluegrass State, but that dry weather most of the Ohio Valley. Flooding rains have been noted across parts of the western Great Lakes and into the upper Midwest. That is where fall and summer are battling it out. And eventually, as we go into early next week, fall is going to begin to win the battle with a very strong cold front that is on the way to the Bluegrass State. That starts on Monday with at least scattered showers and some gusty thunderstorms along and ahead of that front. That'll sweep in here Monday afternoon, and by the time we hit Monday evening, temperatures are dropping big time. Look at all that cool air coming in behind it. As we go to Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to go from way above normal to below normal for several days into most of next week. Don't believe me? Check out the hour-by-hour temperature forecast. As we start things out on Monday, you can see that cooler push of air working in here Monday evening, and that'll really settle on in with upper 40s to around 50 to begin the day on Tuesday. And by Tuesday afternoon, a lot of upper 60s to near 70 showing up throughout the entire area. We go through Tuesday night and into early on your Wednesday. And look at that. A lot of readings will be down into the mid and upper 40s. There's a good chance we hit 44, 45 degrees somewhere across central and eastern Kentucky as we go toward Wednesday morning and maybe again on Thursday of next week. And that highlights your 7-day forecast. We go from 90-ish over the weekend with that quick drop with some showers and thunderstorms around on Monday. I don't think it's going to rain all day Monday. Farther east you go, the later in the day, the better the chance for some rain. And by the evening, everybody is cooling it down quickly. And look at that beautiful fall air settling in here as we go from Tuesday into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Temperatures should maybe only recover to 70 to 75 degrees, and those lows mainly stay in the 40s with dry weather that is coming back into central and eastern Kentucky. So fall weather fans, hang in there, my friends. It is on the way. Speaking of on the way, the River Rats getting ready to take the stage here at the Lexington Green. It is Lakeside Live from 6 until 9 this evening. Fridays are always busy in the Bluegrass on the roads. Let's check in now with Officer Don in live drive traffic. Don?
There's a collision at North Broadway and 3rd Street. That is a two-car non-entry collision. Police are still trying to get that clear out of the way. Broadway open back up. In Green, outbound Nicholas. Too bad. The circle looks okay to Nicholasville Road. Drive times so far to Winchester looking good on 64. No problems in Mount Sterling. Now back in the studio.
Thank you, Don. Sounds like he's got my phone. It's an old one. Just ahead, we'll preview one of tonight's big high school matchups, Rob.
Well, that would be Pulaski County and Madison Southern. They will play tonight in Berea. And the Cats had a pretty good 1-2 punch last weekend with Boom Williams and Benny Snell. Plenty of competition at running back. Stay with us. That's next in sports. It is a matchup of two SEC East teams. The Kentucky Wildcats are a 2.5-point favorite to beat South Carolina tomorrow night at Commonwealth Stadium. Last weekend, the Cats put up a staggering 692 yards against New Mexico State. It was well balanced through the air and on the ground. Boom Williams and Benny Snell carry the load running the football. When it comes to the running backs, there is absolutely a ton of competition.
It's fierce. And it's frustrating for them, but there's one ball. And so hopefully they'll hang in there. And y'all know at running back last year, I think they ended up with about 2 at the end of the year. And that's this business and that's this league.
It's a real good competition, but, it's fun. I got JoJo and, Boom, just the older guys in front of me. I enjoy it. That's what just makes us go hard every day, When the competition is hard, that's what just makes people better.
It's hard to come out here and practice for 2 hours and then not play. That's the hardest thing. You've got to suck up your pride, and you got to be a team guy, and it's tough. But it's the way it is.
Kentucky's beaten South Carolina the last 2 seasons. Commonwealth Stadium tomorrow night, 7:30 kickoff on the SEC Network. One of the bigger matchups that we have tonight on this high school football Friday night is a top 10 matchup between Pulaski County and Madison Southern. The Eagles' defense has been sharp this year, but the Maroons have shown that they can put up great numbers and have a knack of making big plays with a stable of athletes on offense.
You don't play for the state championship 3 out of 4 years and win one if you're not. They've got a lot of really good athletes. They're a very well-coached team. They've got arguably the best receiver in the state of Kentucky, and they have great ways of getting the ball to them, and they're extremely sound on defense. I think people don't realize how good Pulaski County has been defensively the last several years. Probably one of the better defenses we play all year.
Our high school football top 10 in the next half hour. Stay with us.